Pisces, it's April 4th, 2026, but when you find this message is when you're meant to receive it. During my meditation, I heard a train coming in, so there's something coming in for you. Let's find out what it is. Let's call in spirit. Okay, Pisces, if you're new here, welcome. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like my readings. Welcome back to everyone that is subscribed. Thank you for being here each and every day. Thank you for hitting all those buttons for me. It does help the video get out there more. Thank you for all the comments, shares, all of that good stuff. Hitting the thanks button and donating to the channel and hyping the channel. Thank you so much. Let's see what the vibe is for the day. What is the vibe for Pisces, please, Spirit, for April 4th, 2026, or when my viewers are viewing this message, please? We have the word running, escape, denial, excuses. We have burned bridges, lack of trust, disloyal, turn back on. Okay. First thing I'm kind of picking up here, Pisces, is that you're not seeing for something for what it is. That's what I'm kind of feeling here. There's a lack of trust in a situation, but it's kind of like you're in denial about it. There are some burned bridges here, but it's kind of like you're just in denial about it. You're not facing what it actually is what I'm feeling here. So let's see what the tarot have to say here. It's almost like it's an energy that feels like you're like you're looking at something, you know that it's not something that you entirely want in your life. It's not something that you completely trust. It's not something that makes you excited, but it's like you're not doing anything about it. That's the energy I'm picking up. Maybe you're making excuses for it. Maybe you're in denial about it. Maybe you're just turning your back and like not looking at it, so then you don't have to deal with it. So it's kind of like you haven't, completely like got rid of it out of your life, but you're just like, if I don't see it, then it doesn't exist kind of energy. Let's see what's going on. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important message for the sign of Pisces. What is their past energy, please, Spirit? I apologize. I'm not feeling the best today. I've been dealing with these allergies. I don't know. Here in Florida, the pollen is crazy. Right now, it's like, there's a film over your cars and everything. And my body is just not liking it. Plus, I'm still like, I'm still going through it. Recovering from my deep flap surgery, and it's a long recovery for anybody that has had a deep flap. This is I had a 9-hour surgery to create a breast after having breast cancer 9 years ago, and I had the deep flap surgery in October, but I'm still recovering. So anybody that might know about it knows that the lymphatics swell. It's, it's a daily thing. I use a binder. I use Spanx, all of those things to try to keep the lymphatics in my belly at bay. But it's like, it takes a toll on the body. It's like I feel okay on the outside, but inside I'm still very much healing. Future energy, please, Spirit. Okay. Okay, the energy at the back of the deck is the Star card. So this is Aquarius energy. This is all about awakening. This is wish fulfillment. I feel like that's at the subconscious level here, Pisces. You could be going through some type of spiritual awakening at this time, but it's almost like you're in denial about something. We're gonna look at everything here. In your past energy, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Hierophant, we have the Judgment card, all in the upright position. So with the two major arcana here in the recent past, with the Hierophant and the Judgment, Judgment is another card of awakening. So this, in the recent past, you've gone through some type of awakening. It feels like it could be a spiritual awakening. Perhaps you've been more focused on your spiritual growth in the recent past here. And then we have the Hierophant, which is, this is like traditional values. This is this could also be tied to their spiritual needs, conformity. So you've needed this, perhaps. There was some new insight here with the Page of Wands here. This is something you're very, very passionate about. We're going to go back and clarify what this is about, but it feels like in the recent past, you've gone through some type of spiritual awakening. This is at the subconscious level. So I feel like this is a spiritual awakening that you've gone through and that you're very passionate about. At the present moment, you're not feeling very strong with the Strength card being reversed here. This is Leo energy. And it could be tied to, family, home, environment, making money, with the Ten of Pentacles here, okay? So there could be some underlying, with the Strength being major arcana here, that you're not seeing things for what they are. And that's what we were picking up with the What's the Vibe Oracle here. I feel like you're not seeing things for what they are, perhaps in the family dynamic, in the home dynamic, in your money sector as well. You're not seeing things for what they are, or you're just turning your back on it and you're making excuses for it. And you're not being very strong about it. You're not standing in your power when it comes to this. You're like turning your back to it. It's like, I surrender. I'm just going to not focus on it and act like it's not there. That's the energy I'm picking up here at the present moment here, Pisces. It could have something to do with your finances. Perhaps you're really not looking at your finances. Maybe you've been mishandling them when it comes to the family and home here. And that may be what you're turning your back on. You're in denial, perhaps, about what's really going on in your financial situation. We're going to go back and clarify. In the near future, I do have the Moon, which is your energy here, Pisces, the Ace of Pentacles, and the World card here in the reverse position. It feels like with the Ace of Pentacles being here in the reverse position, you could be making some money here in the near future, maybe to help matters here at the present moment. But it's kind of like, no matter what kind of money that you make, there's some type of, you're all up in your head here. I feel like it has something to do with this, where somebody's burned bridges with you. You're in denial about it. You're turning your back on it, acting like instead of dealing with it, you're turning your back on it and acting like it doesn't exist instead of dealing with the matter. And how this is tied to your finances, I'm not sure. It just could be home life. And even though things are improving in the near future, it's kind of like, despite the improvement, you're still in this almost a place of sadness. or denial. You're in this denial about something. And there, the World card here in the reverse position tells me there's some type of unfinished business. You could be very frustrated about some type of endeavor not getting done. It may be something to do with something you want. Let's do some clarification here. And when I was in my meditation, I was hearing a train coming in. So there's something coming in for you, Pisces. And there's the Chariot, as I just said, something's coming in for you. Clarify the Hierophant, please, Spirit. Yeah, you're definitely connected to the divine. This is something you're very passionate about. This is an awakening that you've gone through in the recent past. Please clarify the Judgment. So in the recent past here, we have the Chariot in the reverse position, clarifying this Page of Wands. So I feel like this newfound passion within this spiritual awakening is something that you've manifested, something that you've wanted. And when the Chariot is reversed, I feel like you're wanting more of this, and you're kind of waiting on getting more information through your spiritual awakening. Like, I feel like Spirit gives you only so much of what you can handle through your awakening. And you're anxiously awaiting, like you've learned so much, okay? There's so much passion when it comes to this awakening that you've gone through. But Spirit is only going to give you so much information at a time. Spirit is saying to me, this could have something to do with, realizing your spiritual awakening and the information that you've received. That you keep it to yourself. You may not share it with other people. You kind of escape and do it on your own. And you've learned that you can't trust everyone. Not everyone is on the same path as you, Pisces. So I feel like in the recent past, you've really gone through some type of metamorphosis here. You've learned about things through your awakening. And even though it's like a slow progress with the Chariot being reversed, as you are learning more things that Spirit gives you, it's changing you. It's completely changing you. And that may be why you're just like not letting things affect you anymore. Maybe that's why you're turning your back on things now. Maybe there's been a shift in you, Pisces, that you turn your back on things that you're like, if I'm just not going to pay attention to it anymore. Like, I'm not going to give it my energy. That could be what's going on here, Pisces. Let's clarify the present moment. Please clarify the Strength card, please, Spirit. Yeah. So there's Archangel Michael here with the Temperance card. I feel like Archangel Michael wants to bring in balance when it comes to your strength. That you can persevere through any obstacle, whether it's family, financial, whatever here. Archangel Michael is trying to bring in more strength to help you get through this. And that may be what you're going through at the present moment here, which is, I feel like Spirit is saying to me, like, that's what's making you teeter-totter on this awakening that you're going through, where you're not letting things affect you the way that they used to. But then when things happen within the family unit, your money, etc., that you lose strength in that belief. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles, please, Spirit. So yeah, this has something to do with some type of relationship. Perhaps there's a lack of trust or loyalty when it comes to your relationship, but you're like in denial about it because you've had this spiritual awakening. Or you're just turning your back on it because you're in a place now where you're just not letting things affect you the way that they used to. Clarify the Six of Pentacles, please, Spirit. So at the center of your reading with the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles, I mean, this is like family, marriage, something like that going on here. Perhaps you're in denial about what has been lost here, or somebody that's been disloyal. And it's like, because you've been spiritually awakened, you're like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. So there's been a mishandling maybe of finances, and it's been a heavy burden, but you're like letting it go. Maybe because you've realized that through your spiritual awakening, none of the tangible things, money, assets, any of that really matters. What really matters is connection. You could be married to a Leo. Clarify the future, please. The near future. Please clarify the moon. So I feel like you're all up in your head right now. There's a rebirth of some sort going on here. And you're holding on to everything that is yours in the near future. Everything that means a lot to you, you're holding on to it. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. It's time for you to get up and move. So even though you are feeling like things are improving in the near future, and there's a little bit of sadness behind it, you're moving on. You're moving and getting up and moving on. Please clarify the World. I feel like what Spirit is saying to me is like, there's a change that's come over you, Pisces, and a lot of these things don't matter to you anymore. Like, you don't want to deal with anything that you don't have trust in, and you're walking away. And even though the road is hard to walk away, you're going to do it because you've got new ideas here. There's a new inspiration that's come in here for you. Back of the deck, Ace of Swords. What is the T on this love relationship here at the center of the reading, please, Spirit? I'm going to check on what the vibe is here. But it's like the energy feels like you've gone through some type of metamorphosis here through a spiritual awakening. At the present moment, you may not be feeling very strong. And Archangel Michael is bringing in balance for you within your family, home, unit, marriage, relationship. And even though you may have been mishandling your finances, you're letting all the burden go. It's like it doesn't matter to you at this time. You're kind of like escaping the reality. You're escaping reality because you've been spiritually awakened. You know, you're kind of done with people that you can't trust. And you're basically running away from what no longer serves you because you've gone through this spiritual awakening. I see you like in your head here in the near future. There's a rebirth of some sort. And money doesn't matter to you. It's like even though you may be doing better financially, it's like none of that matters. It's like in spite of financial gain, it's like none of it matters. You're like escaping the world itself in the near future. What is the T on this Lovers and Ten of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Okay. You could be in denial about somebody that has some type of addiction within your relationship. You could be turning your back on it, acting like it's not happening here, Pisces. Again, this is very specific, so take what resonates here. You're putting on a facade. You're in some type of relationship. It could be just somebody within your family who could have a drug addiction or some type of toxicities, or they have bad habits. And instead of dealing with it, you're just acting like it's not happening. Perhaps because you're not letting this stuff affect you anymore because you've gone through some type of spiritual awakening. Maybe you don't think you're strong enough to handle this situation, and so you don't do anything about it. You don't trust this individual any longer. So it's like you're escaping in your mind. You may be running away from it, but it's not like you're doing something about it, because because you've been spiritually awakened, you know that none of this matters. Perhaps you're trying to manifest a different situation because your reality is what you create. And you know that because you've gone through an awakening. So in the near future, I see a rebirth happening for you. I feel like you're going to take everything that means anything to you, and you're going to take it with you, and you're going to move on. And even though it's going to be a hard walk, it's going to be very difficult to move forward, you're going to turn the page on this. You're going to get up and go. And even though, you know, maybe there's financial ties to this situation here, you're not going to care about that. You're going to just get up and go. It doesn't mean anything to you. And you're going to walk away from this individual. And even though there may be unfinished business here, I see you walking away from this because you realize that you create the world that you're in. And it's almost like you're not going to take care of it any longer. You know, you've been putting on fake smiles for this individual that has this problem. And I feel like it's in your family unit or home unit. But I think in the recent past, what's taken you to walk away from this individual is a spiritual awakening. There's a new thought process that's coming in for you. You're creating the life that you want here. You've been very disappointed by this individual. You've worked hard and now you're done. You're no longer wanting the conflict here. This is some person that keeps, you know, love bombing you. And you're tired of it. So you're escaping the situation. You're no longer going to deal with it. You're not going to do anything about it. You're turning your back on it. You're going to pretend like it doesn't exist, and you're just going to move on here, Pisces. Very interesting how this came together here today. But somebody's dealing with somebody with some bad habits, perhaps drugs, addictions, toxicities, etc. Let's pull an Akashic Records card in order to get some advice and finish up your reading here, Pisces. Kind of a downer a little bit today, but somebody's going through it. The good thing is that you're walking away from this situation. You're like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm going to create a different life for myself. Because you've been spiritually awakened, you realize that you can create the environment for what you want to be. So you're going to do that. Message from the Akashic Records, please, Spirit. So it says, let it go. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. It's hurting you, and you can't fully be present in your life if you're holding on to this negativity. Release it and be free. And that's exactly what you're doing here in this situation. Let's pull a message from the universe to finish up here. Yeah, I'm sorry you're going through this, Pisces, but it seems like it's taken this spiritual awakening for you to walk away, to realize that you can't change anyone, okay? But you can manifest your own reality. So you can change things by that. Message from the universe for Pisces to finish up this message, please, Spirit. Message for Pisces, please, Spirit. It says, just because something is not happening right now doesn't mean that it will never happen. Divine timing is at play. Be patient and trust the process. So I feel like the universe is working with you here. Trust the process. Things don't always happen overnight, but you can let this go. Let go of whatever pain or resentment you have, and it's time for you to walk away, release it, and be free. So I'm going to leave the message here, Pisces. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Please be kind and compassionate to one another, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.